R&B Money. We up. Thanks. J Valentine. We are the authorities on all things R&B.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
This is the R&B Money Podcast.
Very exquisite.
The authority
Oh, what?
on all things R&B.
Man.
Your musicianship, your professionalism, and your education is in question today.
Yes, it is.
Because he's here.
Who?
Without who
Keep going.
Because he's here.
Who?
He's here.
Who the fuck is here?
Robert Glasper, ladies and gentlemen. Rob.
Shit.
Yeah, Robert. Let's paint the scene before we get into the depths. Let's paint the scene. Let's get into it. You win a Grammy.
Of many.
Right?
Of many,
right? Yeah. You win. It's champagne, it's flowers, it's a celebration.
And then
you look on social media and you're being mangled by Team Breezy. They are on your neck. Shout out to our little brother Chris Brown. Shout out to Team Breezy.
They want to kick your
They
ass, man.
are on your ass. Full transparency. I'm like, how did Robert and Chris end up in the same section at the club? How did this even happen? And I'm sure Robert was in the section like this. What? I don't want no bottles. What are y'all talking about?
I don't want no bottles.
I don't want no bottles. I don't need no ones. What
I have no idea.
About? I don't have no. Fuck it, give me 2,000. Explain your yourself at the moment.
Well, so the funny part is, so it actually happened with one of your friends. For the first time I won R&B Album of the Year, because I won it in 2012. So
Yeah, let's
just be clear, that's the second
years
time.
Ago.
So 11 years ago, I won for Black Radio 1, and I was up against Tyrese. And I heard he wasn't too happy about that. Somebody told me they were with him at the Grammys, and before they announced who the winner is, he stood up.
Tyrese, yeah.
That's fucking great. And that was before I didn't get on IG till 2016 or something like that. So I wasn't even on Twitter and stuff like that. But so Rob, I'm used to.
That makes sense. Tyrese sings slow, sultry music.
Right.
He does implore the great musicians to do it, help him with his thing.
Right.
You're in that.
So here's the thing.
Space.
So here's the thing. Me and Chris Brown were in the traditional R&B category, right? That was the category. Traditional.
He doesn't even know.
He should have been
what he won.
in the progressive.
He doesn't even know what he won. He's like, I think what's the
No,
other
because
one? What's them shits called?
No, because my other two, the other two that are in R&B are both R&B songs. So I also have 2 R&B song Grammys, and one of them is a progressive, and one of them is traditional.
Of course you do.
So I wasn't trying to do a bar. I was just saying I have them.
You're a bar.
I have them. So
you're a bar, my brother. You're
but
a bar.
Technically, I think we were in the traditional category.
Okay.
Chris should have been in the progressive category.
1,000%.
You know what I mean? Because
1,000%.
if you're really doing traditional, my album had all real instruments.
Yes.
No
Yes.
auto-tune.
No, yeah.
I was traditional. Now, technically, people are like, you shouldn't have been in the category. You shouldn't have. I should have, because that's the album I did. I did an R&B record.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, I'm a jazz musician also. So when I do a jazz record, unfortunately, I go and it's a big house, and I go, black music is a big house, and I like to go room to room. You know what I mean? And so sometimes I like to go into the jazz room. Sometimes I like to go into the hip hop room. Sometimes I like to go into the R&B room. Right. You know what I mean? So these records are like R&B records. You know what I mean? Now it's more, I feel like in that sense, Chris should have been in the more progressive R&B. You know what I mean? In that sense. You know what I mean? So when I saw I was in the category with him, I also was like, oh, snap, Yeah. And I also was like, oh, I'm not winning.
Oh, shit. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, but true transparency, I thought Mary was going to win.
Got you.
I was prepared for Mary to win because her album was a good record, and I feel like the campaign behind the record was very, 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 very strong.
Right.
And she's Mary. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I just felt like she was going to win. I didn't write no thank you speech, no nothing, because I just knew. I even made a video saying, "All right, y'all, I'm going to lose. Watch me lose."
That's probably how you won.
You know what I mean? Honestly,
I gotta make sure whenever I get nominated, that's what I do.
But no, honestly, like even when I won for Black Radio 1 back in 2012, I didn't think I was going to get nominated for it. Me and my record company got into an argument because they wanted me to put it in the jazz category. Because you put your album where you think it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
They wanted me to put it in the jazz category because they said that the jazz people know me, and I was a jazz. All my records beforehand have been jazz records. But I purposely went on tour with Maxwell for 3 years before that record and did the dance with different. I was in the R&B room for a long time. I was also Bilal's music director for 9 years since he started.
Okay.
We went to college together.
I know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
so me and Bilal went to college together. His first songs we wrote them in my dorm room for his first album. So Bilal's my longest collaborator, my favorite and longest collaborator. You know what I mean? So
here's a question: Have you won a jazz Grammy?
no, I've been nominated for Jazz Album of the Year.
I wondered about that.
I've been nominated for Jazz Record of the Year, but I've never won. The first Grammy I ever won. No, I've also been nominated for Best Progressive Alternative. When there was an alternative, it was called Urban Alternative. In 2009, there was an Urban Alternative before they put out, because the progressive category came after Black Radio. When I won that, then they made the progressive category, R&B progressive.
Oh, so you made them.
I pretty much opened that door.
You made them
That's
change.
not me trying to keep throwing bars, but that's what happened.
Boy,
That's what happened. You know what I mean? Shout out to also Michelle Nicocello, because she really, it was the reason why there was an urban alternative category to begin with. Because she went in there, campaigned for it because of her music.
Gotcha.
That's why there was an urban alternative category. And I was in there, me and Bilal did a song called All Matter on one of my records in that time in 2009. That was my first nomination, and then that was basically out of the box R&B for Black people. You know what I mean? Like, because we were always put in a certain box. If you want to do R&B, if it don't sound like this, then you can't win a Grammy. You know what I mean?
And that's a big reason why we wanted you here.
Yeah,
because you also represent other sides of contemporary or more popular R&B,
right?
That space, pop R&B or hip hop R&B. Like you said, they were in a sense creating and finding subgenres of R&B,
right,
for you to fit in.
Absolutely,
from the music that you were making and what you were bringing to R&B.
Right. Yeah. Because if you listen to it, it's not necessarily jazz. Because they want to make everything I do jazz, because my first few records were jazz records.
Right.
So people tend to think everything I do is jazz. It's like, no, everything is not all the way jazz. I'm a jazz musician as well, but I can make an R&B album. I can produce an R&B record.
Right. I think that, I think the Grammys are working on it, trying to figure out how to identify all of these things, because R&B at this point is so many things,
and it should be,
and it just is,
absolutely
right. And so the people who are figuring out these categories have to be very well versed in understanding what the difference is, what the very differences are. You have a full live R&B album,
absolutely,
that is as traditional as it gets.
Yeah. PJ Morton's album live. Musicians. I'm not the only one in the category that's like that.
Exactly.
So really, when you think about it.
So it's like when you two in the category is like, that makes sense.
Absolutely.
But then you have Chris Brown. Even Mary, I wouldn't put so much in that traditional space, because she didn't make a traditional R&B album. She made R&B as we know it, but it's still progressive for us.
Well, technically mine is progressive too. Because when you listen to the album, it's in a sense it's progressive, because it's also not a traditional record with the hip hop stuff I'm mixing in there, and how
Yeah, but it's
hard to.
It's still traditional though.
I hear what you're saying. That's why I feel like if anybody,
because if we're calling Chris Brown progressive, then your albums are night and day.
I feel like it's progressive because most of it's auto-tuned. Also, because of the production is more progressive. You know what I mean?
The production.
Not that, first of all, let me be clear. Not that he needs it. Needs auto-tune. That's a choice.
No, but I know what you're saying.
That's a choice.
It's,
of course.
It's the texture of what you're saying.
The texture of the sound and everything. His is more progressive for sure in that sense. You know what I mean?
But it's the sonic. It's the drums used. It's the bass used.
Right. But
it's
people see the way we're talking. People in those rooms don't know how to do that.
But the people in those rooms should know.
They should know.
If it's those rooms.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, man.
Really tasty, really scrumptious. Room for me in those rooms. Sorry, off-camera joke. Y'all missed it. We'll figure it.
It's spilled over. It's spilled over.
Man.
It's spilled over.
Exactly. The people in those rooms, these are, and maybe they are, and we don't know.
But those rooms, ultimately, they change over time, and they have to change through us and through us promoting membership and being a part of it.
Now they just added another category. I believe it's for me again. It's literally this new category just came. Okay, it's starting now. It's a category called, what is it called? Alternative something. Basically, the category says a category that mixes jazz, hip hop, R&B with vocals or without vocals. And basically, that's what I am. It's me. Let's just make a
Robert Glasper.
That's what it is.
Section. Yeah. So that Team Breezy.
Because in the real
won't jump you.
Yeah. In that scenario, though, I should have been on the losing end of that. I should have been the one like, why am I in? You know what I mean?
Well, we can't call that because Grammys is, as we're, as we had to learn, you know what I mean, in doing the education of it. It's like some of it is impact, some of it is success, and in these different occasions, it's not any of that.
Right. Very true.
None of it.
Very true.
Yeah. Where a bass player can take album of the year. And you're like, who the fuck is Robert Glasper?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So there are those moments, but I think it's like you said, representing in those rooms. And I think the responsibility is on us as well. Yeah. Because our participation is needed in terms of trying to help.
Yeah.
They would welcome our voices,
absolutely,
and our opinions. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And obviously that's part of our job too. Yep. That's part of our job, even with this podcast, is to educate. Like I run into people on the streets every day, literally, that are just, I learned this from the podcast, or I learned that from the podcast. Yeah. Hopefully they learn from the podcast. Listen, join the Grammys. Yeah. If you have, if you know anyone that is actively in the music business and you can get, not, what is it? I don't know the term of it. It's slipping my mind right now. But when someone gives you an invite, and if you can figure out a way to get you an invite and become a member of the Grammys, you should. Absolutely. And now your voice will be heard, and you can start running for positions within the Grammys to help and be on the boards and all these other things. Like it's a job, so you can't be mad at the people who actually do the job.
Absolutely. And it's a good problem to have. That means the music is changing, it's moving, it's growing, it's breathing. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not staying still. Yeah.
But I've been in the music business a really long time. Yeah. And probably the last 4 to 5 years is when I was really introduced to NARIS and the Grammy boards and the committees and that whole thing, and how to be a part and how to really have real membership. Yep. In the last 4 or 5 years of my career. Yeah. Which is crazy. I've been in this shit a long time. So, because we didn't have platforms like this that were telling us like, no. You can go there and be, a part of it. Absolutely. So, did you ever talk to Chris?
Yeah. So we he sent me a message, an IG, a really nice, apology. I think he posted it on his thing too. But apology. And then we talked a little bit afterwards, and he was like, man, he's like, he basically said he was down to work. And I would love to work with Chris. Is super talented. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would love to work with Chris Brown. Yeah. So, and I think his fans will love it too.
And I think that it was, you were right here in the middle.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah.
of his kid
The crossfire.
Absolutely. Of him being overlooked a whole lot.
Absolutely. But the funny thing is, I didn't have my phone on me because in real life, I didn't try on my tuxedo for the Grammys till the morning of the Grammys.
And didn't.
Because it was the tuxedo that I wore the year before at the Oscars.
And you thought that you was in the same shape.
There we go. But I actually lost weight.
Oh, that's what I like that.
It was a Steve Harvey on you?
Dude, the pants were too big.
Wow, brother. Wow. He always loves to go back to my Steve Harvey suits every time he gets a chance. Every time he gets a chance. Keep going, Robert. Disrespect is going to stop.
Is this a family feud?
It's
See what I did? Because you said Steve Harvey?
Wow. Shut up, Robert.
Shut up, Robert. No, so look, my pants are too big, so we ended up having to put paper clips on the side of my pants to go to the Grammys. When I ended up winning, I jumped up,
and the paper
clips went their way. So I'm running up to the stage. As soon as I get up there, I say, I'm sorry, y'all, my paper clips fell out. Not paper clips, what do you call them? The safety pins. And I had to hold my pants up the whole night. Literally, keep one hand like in my pocket to look cool.
So you look like a nigga who was ready to fight.
Boom. Yeah, exactly.
When niggas start pulling up his pants.
Exactly.
You know what's about to happen there. Niggas start hitting. You know
what you say? What'd he say?
So
because if there's slack in between your thighs, you really can't get your stance right.
Black people love to adjust when we're about to fight. What? We adjust everything.
You take your shirt off. You pull your pants up and you take your shirt off.
Yeah, you do all that stuff.
Hold my chain.
Hold my chain. Yeah.
How this chain's gonna get in the way of me getting my ass whooped.
No, but my tuxedo jacket didn't have pockets, and I couldn't hold the phone in my pockets because I had to hold them up. It's too heavy for my pants. So I had like my assistant holding my phone the whole night. I didn't even know none of this was happening until during the actual Grammys, doing the televised portion, and some people were like, yo, you're trending. And I was like, where? And then I was like, yo, give me my phone. Then I saw all the text and all the things and all what it was. I was like number 5 trending on Grammy night. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this is a blessing. I was happy.
Yeah.
I was like, this couldn't have worked out.
I'll take it.
I will take it. This worked out.
Did you ever
great.
make the t-shirts?
Oh, absolutely. Sold out of them.
I need one, bro.
I sold out of them.
I need one, though.
But I just made some more for my festival in Napa that I do in July.
Because I do a festival.
Yeah, I do a festival with Chappelle host.
The one we never get invited to.
The Chappelle host.
The Chappelle host with me.
That R&B Money is
never been invited to.
Yeah. Oh, you'll be invited now. And y'all should do the R&B, you should do the podcast there.
I like Napa. I'm from the Bay.
Napa. Let's do, you're from the Bay. Y'all heard it first. I'm going to ask them next year.
He just asked us.
Jazz Napa.
What do you mean next year?
Fest. It's in July.
July what?
Normally it's like 28, 29, 30.
Okay.
So it just passed. We just did it. So next year.
Okay. We'll
boom. I would love that.
Okay.
But anyway,
so let's get into
that's what happened.
Let's get into who the fuck is Robert Glasper.
Where in the fuck?
Who the fuck
is you
what
from?
The fuck?
I'm from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Born and raised.
We love Houston.
Yeah. So I was raised in church.
Yeah.
My mom was the minister of music. Also was the top 40 singer during the week.
Nice.
You know, so she sung in the clubs and everything. So I'm a nightclub baby because she didn't like babysitters if my aunt couldn't watch me. And so, you know, I grew up like that in the church, watching my mom do that. She had the rehearsals at the house with the cats, the musicians and stuff. So I was just always around music all the time. I went to the high school for performing arts. That's where I met B. Cox. Yeah. You know, I actually met B. Cox before that. We were in the competition together.
But y'all were in high school together too.
No, we were in high school together, but I met him in 8th grade. At a talent competition. He had a band, he had a group called Business or Pleasure.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Business in the front.
Yeah. Pleasure in the back. No.
Oh, wait, hold on. What happened?
Pause.
And Cam Cam watch that clip.
Oh, shit. So shout out to B. Cox. But we met at a talent competition, and then he told me at that time, yo, you should come to the high school for performing arts. I hadn't even heard of it. And I auditioned, and I got in. and me because Beyonce was there with us.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know, just me.
Yeah.
Brian Michael Cox.
One of the greatest producers of all time.
Absolutely.
One of the greatest artists of all time. Just, you know.
So it was fun because I used to pick Brian up for school every morning. Me and Brian and my boy Troy, I'd pick him up for school every morning. And I'll be playing my jazz stuff, my Herbie Hancock, my Chick Corea, you know, all my jazz stuff. In high school. And Brian would be playing the R&B stuff and tell me what's new coming out. And he was a liner note freak, you know what I mean? So even back then in high school, read the liner notes of this, that. So that's where our music things like, you know, coexisted, you know, and that's where I learned a lot of R&B stuff and understanding this and that. And, you know, going to the studio with him in high school and Greg Curtis, you know, we were in high school and, you know, shout out to Greg. So yeah, man, that was pretty much the fruit of everything, you know.
What is your intro into professionalism for you?
The intro to professionalism, I'll tell you, I don't think I've ever said this out loud, and not on a podcast anyway. I was in 11th grade, and I'm in school. These people come to me. They come into the classroom. Robert, those people, I need you. Get out, go in the hallway. Jennifer Holliday is performing in Houston. Her piano player missed the flight. She's performing in Houston that night. Piano player missed the flight. They came and got me out of school to go play piano with Jennifer Holliday.
So we know this kid.
Yeah. Literally, that was my first.
In 11th grade, that can, what?
That will learn the show.
Learn the show. That was my first professional, like on a big scale.
Hold on.
Show.
Serious,
hold on.
Jennifer Holliday.
Okay, because she's not singing for 15 minutes.
Nah, a show.
She doing about hour and a half, 2 hours.
A show.
You had to be reading music.
Absolutely.
You were reading music at that level in 11th grade?
I had to play in big band, to play in all the things I was in school. My school it's super high level. You had to, the test and everything, you had to be at it. So when I got into college, it was a joke. College honestly was funny. I just went to college just because we had to know so much in high school, bro. Like seriously. So yeah, I read the show. We did a sound check.
Hold on. He's getting on my motherfucking nerves.
Bro, this shit is different.
Yeah, I called my mom. I was like, Mom, from the office of school, because there's no cell phones. So I was like, Mom, I'm not coming home after school because I'm going to play with Jennifer Holliday. She was like, first of all, my mom's a singer.
Yeah.
So you already know.
What? Yeah.
And the messed up thing is she had a gig already that night, so my mom couldn't come. You know, my mom's she worked 5 days a week.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, 6 days a week.
Okay.
And sometimes on Sunday nights, but not really.
Yeah.
But yeah. And that was my first real like, hello, you know.
This is it.
This is it. And then I got a full scholarship to Berkeley in 11th grade and the new school in Manhattan. So I chose the new school because it's in New York.
So what's the new school? Like we're very familiar
put me
with
on to
Berkeley.
that.
What's the new school?
The new school is it's a conservatory in New York, and the new school is the umbrella, and under that they have a liberal arts school called Eugene Lang, and they have a art school called Pratt.
Yeah.
And then they have the new school, which is Mannes College of Music, which is the music part, and it's pretty much a jazz conservatory. Mm-hmm. That's where I met Bilal. Our first day of school, he was there for jazz voice, for jazz vocal. Mm-hmm. And
you were studying?
I was studying jazz piano.
Jazz piano.
Yep. And then the first day of school, they put all the freshmen in the room and they put you on stage based upon your scores when you auditioned. Mm-hmm. And they put me and Bilal up together on stage the very first day of school. And we did a song together. And then after that, it was...
Because I'm sure you and Bilal had the highest score.
And after that first day, it was
Let's
over.
put the exceptional people. And then, are you... Like, if whoever was in the crowd, you probably wasn't... You know what? Whatever.
And then it was like, okay.
So,
then,
someone, if one of our guests comes on, they were like, yeah, I went to the new school. And I watched. Like, oh, you weren't that good.
Weren't. Your scores. Your scores. They weren't scoring. Yeah.
Your scores weren't scoring.
Scores weren't scoring.
Your scores were snoring. Your scoring was snoring.
Oh, but I'm so tripped out right now about that 11th grade 2-hour Billie Holiday show.
Yeah, Jennifer Holiday. Yeah.
Jennifer Holiday.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off the chart.
Off the chart.
Yeah, that's great.
That's crazy.
When I am telling you all the things. But the good thing about it is, since my mom was a singer, I done heard all these J Valentine songs before.
And so here's the other part too that people, as you're a learned and studied musician, you also play by ear.
Absolutely. Started off by ear first.
Because there's a difference, right? I know a lot of guys who have the studied information,
right?
But when it comes to feel,
it's gone. It's not there.
It's just
you
not.
don't believe them.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. I don't believe you.
So did you play for extra credit or did you get paid?
Oh no, that was a gig. They called me from school, but now we out of school. The gig is a gig. I got paid.
Like it's very few guys that I've seen with the education and the feel. Like Tim Carmen
and the feel
is one of the first guys, like, because we all out of the DC area, that I saw that was like extremely studied. Like, we doing that Dream Girl soundtrack and he's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm ready. Yeah. What do you mean you're ready?
That's what I tell all the cats from church. There's so many incredibly talented people. But if you don't know how to read, you reach a certain thing, a certain ceiling. And that ceiling, you can only reach a certain amount of money. You can't call yourself the music director of this and that if you don't know how to read.
Pick up a book.
You know what I mean? Sheesh. I mean, now you can finagle it. And if you got your friend that know how to write, write all the stuff.
Now it'll transcribe for you.
All that
it'll
stuff.
Transcribe all the stuff. Thank you, AI.
You know what I mean?
It'll
But you got to know
the whole thing.
Certain things. You got to certain situations. You got to know how to read. You got to know how to write. You got to know how to do these different things. So yeah, it's important. It's like I said, there's a ceiling you reach where you just become the killing musician. Everybody's killing. Now what? Everybody's good. You know what I mean? What else you got? You know what I mean? What else do you have? Is my thing. Wow. Because if you don't even have your own sound, you just sound good. That goes with singing and playing. Everybody sounds good now. That's the standard. If you don't sound good, it's your fault. Now, especially with all the information out there. All the tools out there. Yeah. Just all the lessons you need are online. If you suck, it's your fault. But after you learn the tools.
Can you say that one more time into your camera? If you suck,
it's your fault. All the tools are out there for you to be good at your instrument, whatever your instrument is, your throat, your hands, whatever you do. All the tools are out there. So if you're not at least good, it's your fault. Period. That's it. Now, you can go further, and everybody doesn't have a sound, and that's what I look for when I hear musicians or I hear singers, or like, what story are you telling?
Right.
I've heard that story before, told better than you. You know what I mean? But if you're telling your own story, I can't hear that before or after. Like, that's your story. It's unique to you.
Yeah.
That's why I'll take a singer who has something to say versus the greatest singer who's saying what's already been said. I don't care about that. Yeah. Or it sounds the same. You know what I mean? That sound.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about you. Why you wait? I'm trying to tell you, Tank.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite, bro. That's just you and vocals.
That's it.
That's it. No auto-tune, no producers messing it up, no sounds, no nothing, just you and the keys. Pure talent, pure honest story. Every song's amazing. The singing, the songwriting, the plan. It's all great, bro.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
I didn't want to
y'all know.
Jay forced me to do it.
Good. Absolutely. That's the thing that they can't do that.
He called me one morning and said, listen, bro, this was like the 18th idea because he's going to get me with 25 first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, and you should do like an EP, you, piano, like just rock an EP, right? Just right now while the world is down and everybody trying to figure it out. I said, Jay, I don't feel like doing an EP. I'm just chilling, relaxing in the house. I ain't bothering nobody. No. So I said no to like all 18 ideas, right? And then I'll have to call you later. All right. So we get off the phone. And I just walk over to the piano. And I just start playing music. And I called Jay back about 15 minutes later. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I hear whatever you said jumped into the universe and ran over to my house and hit me over the head and said, yeah.
That's how I felt about Jamie Foxx too. I wanted him to do that too.
Yeah.
I said that for years.
Oh no, he would love to do
I've
that.
never met him. I just love him from afar.
He would love to do that.
He should.
That's where he lives.
That's where he lives. In his comedy shows, he was doing. Because I remember the first time he did, when I saw him do that, and he imitated Bilal at one of them things. He did a Prince thing, and then he went into a Bilal thing. And I called Bilal like, "Yo, Jamie Foxx just imitated you." He's like, "What?" And I was like, "Yo," I was like, "You made it." He's like, "Oh," you know.
Why you doing his voice like that? You gotta stop.
That's his voice. That's my voice. But when Jamie would do that to shows, I was like, oh man, that's like,
couldn't beat
it's
him.
real. That's just.
That was his separation too.
Literally
From
the separation from everybody, because everybody's using the same tools to make the same songs. You're hearing the same songs over and over again. And the same tools. When you're sitting at the piano, just you and your voice, you can't hide behind nothing.
At all?
None.
At all?
Nothing at all.
Okay, so Jennifer Holliday, your first gig, your first big check.
Yeah.
What's next after that? What does that lead you to?
So that led me to, when I was in high school, I was playing in 3 churches. I was playing Seventh-day Adventist church on Saturdays, Catholic church early Sunday morning, and then Baptist church around the corner from the Catholic church at 11.
How different is each church musically?
Well, lucky for me, those 3 churches I played for were super hip. It was like a movie. Okay. The Catholic church, St. Mark's, shout out. Kim Roy, she passed away, who's the choir director. She was a jazz singer. And the preacher, the priest loved jazz. So we would go in and switch up all the stuff into jazzy stuff. So it wasn't your normal kind of, some things were normal Catholic church. Some of the hymns, they want to keep sacred. But most of the stuff, we tore it up.
The jam.
Yeah. Man, and we would get invited to like different, choir days or, choir concerts. Would be the only Catholic church there.
Wow.
And then they would say on the mic, next, St. Mark's Catholic Church. Everybody be like, Catholic Church? And we'd go over there and
go crazy.
Man. And her husband was an amazing bass player. It's Derek Roy. Man, we would kill him. It was crazy. So anyway, that was my situation there. It was dope. And B. Cox, I had him singing in every church. He was in the choir at every church I played at. He was in the choir.
Say he wasn't.
Every church. And his first gig on piano was because I couldn't do his first gig on piano was at my Catholic church because I couldn't do a Christmas program. So I had to teach him Hallelujah, the Quincy Jones version. Whatever the Hallelujah. Is that Quincy Jones? I forget who it was. Hallelujah. That one. Yeah. And with all the different parts, all that. I had to teach Brian that on piano. Yeah. So he can learn it and do the thing. So he was sub for me. Yeah. Sub for me at church.
And that's a hard song.
It absolutely is. There's a lot going on. It took, so we worked on it.
It's a monster of a song.
Absolutely. So we worked on that.
I'm going to Google it.
We worked on that. But anyway, I ended up going to New York for college. And then, like I said, me and Bilal went on stage at first to work together. To do a song together in college. And then right after that, one of the professors was like, you guys, they would see us in the practice room all the time working together. Me and Bilal started writing songs and stuff. And they were like, yo, you should do a demo. My friend has a studio. So we started going over this guy's house around the corner and we led the demo tape. And Bilal's management at the time took it to Jimmy Iovine and they played them one of the songs we wrote in my dorm room, a song called When Will You Call? Jimmy Iovine played a verse and a chorus of that, signed him. Yeah.
That's it.
That was it. So he didn't come back to sophomore year to school. So at that point, his first album came out and I was his music director from that point on till I got signed to Blue Note. I got signed to Blue Note Records in 2005.
Did you do any songs on his album, his debut album?
The very first album? Yeah. I wrote like 2 or 3 songs on there. Yeah. And then, then after that, I got signed, started doing my own thing. So around 2007 is when I stopped playing Bilal, but I kept playing for a while. You know what I mean? And that was
touring all over the world with Bilal.
Touring all over the world, Bilal, opening up for Erykah Badu and Common, because I was during the time of the Neo Soul.
This
is like 90.
Moving.
Yeah, this is like 99, 98, 99. You know what I mean? He took me to Jay Dilla's house for his first album. That was one of the first people they had him work with for his album. So I got to go to Dilla's house and work with him on that and all that stuff. And used to go to jam sessions with him, the Roots, play with the Roots, because the Roots was in these jam sessions every week at the spot called the Black Lily in Philadelphia. That's kind of where that neo soul sound was born, you know, in the Black Lily in Philly.
Is this where Jill Scott was the host?
Yep, she would host it. That's where I saw Jasmine Sullivan when she was like 14 years old in the club, smashing.
Of course she was. I'm sure.
I'm like, who's this little girl in here? Why is she in here?
Right.
And why is she singing like that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Smashing. You know, and you know, Music Soul Child, all the Philly, you know. And I started playing with the Roots from there because I used to go sit in and jam, and they knew me as Bilal's jazz friend, you know. And,
Bilal's jazz friend.
That's what they knew. Hey, where's your jazz friend at? You know. So Questlove started, you know, calling me to do shows with the Roots. So I started playing with the Roots a lot, you know, cutting my teeth with them. So that's kind of where I learned how to play hip hop. Like,
so did you finish at the New School, or no? Did you leave too?
Just by the skin, I barely finished. I finished because I wasn't there.
So you have a degree in jazz piano.
Yeah. But it means nothing.
And no.
What do you mean? What do you mean it means nothing?
You don't need it.
No, explain that.
Well, it's a bachelor's degree.
Okay.
So with that,
he just had a Mike Tyson moment.
It means only they look at it's garbage.
It means it's garbage. It means nothing.
It means nothing.
I just met Mike Tyson like 2 nights ago.
You're not happy. It's nothing.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a bachelor's degree in jazz piano. So it's like.
It's not hung up at the house, no?
I don't even know where it is. I've never touched it except the graduation. I touched it. I think my dad has it somewhere. But it's, you know, you don't need it to do anything.
Because before you alluded to that college was just like, by the time you got to college, it was like.
I was in my last year of everything when I got to college because I canceled out of everything they had. So when they give you the test as a freshman, they give you a test for your placement to see where they're going to put you. And I canceled out of everything my first year. So I
know all this.
Yeah, literally. So I just took a bunch of like filler classes.
What is this?
Get this out of here. What is this?
Get this out of here.
This is beneath me.
This is beneath me.
Yeah.
Whenever you see something,
and his daughter is too.
You have to go into your African.
What?
When everything, your royal African man.
What?
Whenever something is beneath you.
You cannot bring this to me.
This is you at 18.
This is me at 18 years old.
New school.
New school.
Yes, this is a new school.
You must be new.
New school is never going to let us come and do a podcast there.
Oh, man.
It's him.
This is fun.
Oh, man.
This is fun. We want to come. We would love to go.
Because we don't know what he knows.
We don't. We haven't canceled out of anything.
We haven't canceled out of shit.
I mean, he's been canceled, but
I need your help, this dude.
Tank been canceled maybe like a week.
I need your help.
Oh, man.
Wow.
So, okay. So you're playing with Bilal.
Yep.
You're cutting your teeth. You're meeting everyone.
Yes.
But you still haven't done a record for yourself. And this is,
right.
You said like a 9 year process?
So I played, about 7 years. So I played with Bilal. Started, you know, we're in college. He got signed like 99. Album came out like 2000, 2001. Matter of fact, it was right after D'Angelo's album, the Untitled. Right after that. Because me and Bilal snuck into the studio to watch them make that. Because we were in the same, and we're at all that Electric Lady. Bilal was like the top of the Studio C. Mm-hmm. Erica was doing Mama's Gun, Studio B. And D'Angelo's at the bottom, Studio A.
I used to record in that studio.
Yeah, that studio was amazing.
Absolutely. So we used to go down and, you know, sneak in there and watch some of the recording session and stuff while we were working on his record, you know, finishing up his record. So it was around then. And then I did a demo in like 2002, demo album called Mood. And then Blue Note signed me in like 2005. Mm-hmm. And then from there, I was on Blue Note till like 2016.
And you put out your first album in what year? 2005?
2005.
Right around that time.
My first major album. Yep.
Okay.
Was that the demo you turned in, or was that
the demo was on another label from Spain called Fresh Sounds.
Another label from Spain.
It was called Spit.
Why?
A label from Spain, because they were signing new artists. It was a jazz label, and they would come to New York and find young artists who wanted to do a record, and they would pay you nothing, barely anything, but you could do a record and they'll distribute it and do the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it was just like, oh, that's a cool business card.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Give us the rundown of new artists, new record deal in the jazz space. Is initially, is there money there?
Hell no. For 300, please. No, there's no money in jazz.
Okay.
In jazz, there's no money. There's barely a budget to do the damn record, really. So it's
Just
like
for the love.
It's literally for the love. There's no budget because jazz musicians people don't buy jazz even before streaming and stuff. You know what I mean? Jazz was such a small part of the whole pie of music. You know, such a small part. So you don't make a lot of money in jazz. Jazz musicians weren't making a lot of money. There was a very few who could cut through and make a decent living. You know what I mean? You know, but other than that, you kind of like check the check and trying to figure that shit out. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
it's really about gigging.
It was really about gigging a lot, as much as you can gig. That's what it's about, and the love of music. But you know, after a while, you got some kids.
So do you have within those deals though, the way they're structured, are they more artist friendly though, since there's no upfront money, or is it still a bad royalty rate?
It's a terrible deal, bro. It's nothing. Wow. It was, especially back then when you're first getting signed. Most jazz musicians are just happy to get signed. Right. You're just happy somebody's gonna put your record out and distribute that joint. You know what I mean? Like literally to make a jazz record back then in 2005 for sure, you're lucky if your budget's like $12,000.
What?
Maybe $15,000. I think it's my first budget.
To make the album.
To make the whole album. Because you make an album in like a day.
And to survive.
Maybe 2 days.
And to survive too, though.
Yeah, that's all. That's everything. Too. Because you got to have gigs. That's why most jazz musicians, it's hard to rise to the top because when you do get a record deal, they don't give you money to sustain your life. They just give you money to make that record. So, and your record doesn't crack off at all of a sudden. You're touring the world. That's not how it goes. So you still playing sideman gigs with different other artists that already have gigs. You know what I mean? Trying to figure it out. So it's hard to become famous in jazz because people keep seeing you with other people as a sideman. It's like being an artist, but you keep having to sing background for these other people, but you are an artist too and you have a record out. Right. But if they keep seeing you singing background, it's hard for them to see you as an artist. You know what I mean? Ever. Like most people, that's a lot of people's way. You go through background. Everybody done it, but in jazz, you kind of never stop doing background stuff. Everybody plays with each other. You know what I mean? That's kind of how it was. I didn't want to continue to do that. You know what I mean? I wanted to say, no, I don't want to do that.
So is there a different cachet when you walk into the jazz clubs like, oh, I'm signed to Blue Note?
Yeah.
That does give you a different...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a validation.
Absolutely. And for festivals and things like that, it's a big brother. Like, oh, you signed a Blue Note? Oh, okay, because Blue Note they have marketing money. They can promote you to a certain extent. Yeah, you know what I mean.
The cool thing about jazz, though, is that it's global. Like you play, music too, yes, but the average R&B singer is not playing in Brussels.
No, true, you're right.
Right, but the average, or I won't even say average. The new or established, either one can catch a gig. In Norway, playing jazz.
Yeah. Bro, I went to Europe I've been touring for years with other musicians and, doing jazz tours around the world since 1998. You know what I mean? When I started playing Maxwell in 2009, he used my whole band. Like that was when he came out Pretty Wings and all that. That was my band he was using. So I toured with Max, and on our days off, I would do gigs with my band. You know what I mean? Like,
that's cool.
Yeah. His first time going to Europe was when I was on tour with him, like in 2010.
That was his first time going to Europe?
First time.
And you have been going to Europe since 98?
I've been going to Europe for 12 years before that. 12 years.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Also because you have to think about it, sometimes it's the language barrier too. When you play instrumental music, there's no language barrier. When you're an R&B singer, it's all about what you're saying. Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of times, and it's that. So I think a lot of people maybe get scared of that, or also you have to cut your teeth. You have to really tour places over and over again to build an audience there. You have to do that. People don't understand how important that is unless you got a record where it's like, okay, I could tour the world off this one record because it's
right.
Connected everywhere.
Connected so much. Yeah. Other than that, as an artist, you kind of got to keep going to London.
Yeah, unless you got Pony. Huh?
Yeah.
So unless you kick your career off with, I'm just a bachelor.
Yeah. Like certain places, I know I can go and I know I can clear 4,000 people one show, 5,000 people one show. Just me, ticketed. not festival.
Yeah.
But because I kept going to that country so many times, so much, and I toured it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know I can do that, because I just kept going back there over and over again. That's a thing you have to do. You have to do that. I was talking to PJ Morton about that literally like last week, the same exact thing. Because like you work, he's been doing this for a very long time too. Touring.
Yeah.
And you got to go to those places that people don't necessarily go. You have to
And
do
sometimes you got to go at, out of your own pocket.
Oh, 1,000%.
Sometimes it doesn't end up being a fee. It just ends up being promo.
Absolutely.
Are you actually losing?
Yeah, are you losing?
People don't realize being an artist, how hard being an artist is, because they think it's glamorous, but it's not at first, for sure. For the first few years, some people longer than others, but the first few years, I didn't make any money. I had to pay my guys in the band, and I needed to be seen at this festival.
Yeah.
So I got to pay my own flight and my own hotels. I'm making nothing, but I'm being seen. And you just keep paying to be seen.
And you're betting on that.
You're betting on that.
So how were you surviving?
I was surviving because I was, at that particular time, shout out to B. Cox. Shout out to B. Cox. Because this was, so when I got signed in 2005, I made a thing. I said, you know what? From now on, I'm not going to play with any other jazz artist. I'm done playing with jazz artists because I don't want to be seen as a sideman. I want to be seen as a star. I want to be separate. And most jazz musicians don't do that. They get signed, they become an artist, but they'll play piano with the next person.
Right.
And it's like, they're seeing you right now play a sideman. They're not going to pay you top dollar when you go by yourself to play the same club. They're not going to do it. So I will only be sideman if it was in R&B or hip hop. Because I wanted to break into that. So I would only be sideman for Mos Def or Q. I was sideman for Q-Tip, Mos Def, Common, Maxwell. But those were things that were bigger than jazz.
Those were gigs.
Those are the gigs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, Brian was super cracking. This is 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
We lived together, by the way. So we had a spot together in New York, in Brooklyn. He was never there, and he paid the rent up. He would always pay the rent up a year ahead.
It's always good to have the rich. It's always good to have the rich friend.
But in high school, I was a rich friend. I paid for our lunch for 4 years. Like, you know what I'm saying? I picked them up and paid for our lunch for 4 years, and then when it was time,
Hey, Robert, I'm really good with math.
The lunch versus the rent.
New York rent.
Gas.
New York rent.
He wins for sure. No, he wins for sure. Brian wins. B. Cox wins for sure. I was just saying the thought.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
It's the thought of I got you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He would come home. Like, we had a spot in Brooklyn. He would come to New York, come to the house just to get some shoes and stay at the W.
Instead of hotel. I knew you were going to say that.
I already knew, yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
So I was able to say no to a lot of things because my rent was already paid.
Yeah.
It was a good, it worked out so great for me that particular way. It was specially made for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. The art of being able to say no.
The art of being able to say no.
We live by that.
And when to say no. You even when everybody else is like, yes, you gotta do this. It's like, no.
It's no for me.
The no is more powerful sometimes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the first album.
My first album on Blue Note was a #1 jazz record on the jazz charts, #1. And Blue Note they hadn't signed a instrumental artist in 6-7 years. Nora Jones on Blue Note. I went to school with Nora. That was my homie. We went to jazz camp together in high school. So when she put out,
He's so disrespectful.
when she got that record,
It's so much Veuve Clicquot. It's just pouring. You know what I mean? Because it's a different type of champagne. It's not, it's vintage.
You can't.
It's not the regular champagne. This is not Andre. He's pouring. He's not pouring Andre.
It's just not.
Yeah.
It's the labels.
Cartier makes a champagne. Yes. Did you know that?
they do for sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Larry Jackson.
Really?
At his wedding, he had
Cartier
champagne.
Oh, wow.
I think I stole 3 bottles, but go ahead.
I'm going to need some of that, my good friend.
No, because Nora did that album that did amazing. She won like 8 Grammys.
Yeah.
Because of that,
I'm
Blue
just
Note
listening to Nora Jones like 2 days ago.
No,
That's very simple.
She's my guest coming up in
What's the
October.
movie we're watching?
Ted?
No.
That she was in?
No, the movie that all her music is
That her
in.
music is in. I can't think. I know what you're talking about, though. I love Nora Jones.
She's my guest coming up from
Is it Made in Manhattan? think it's Made in Manhattan.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
With J-Lo.
I think
so.
you're right.
Yeah.
Made in Manhattan.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right.
And all her songs was like this. Oh, this takes me back.
I think you're right. Exactly. But she made so much money for the label, they were able to sign an instrumentalist again.
She kept the lights on.
Kept the lights on. I almost named the album Thank You, Nora. I told her that. I was almost said Thank You, Nora for the album name. But they were able to sign an instrumentalist, so they signed me, and the album did great. The first album, and then the next ones, all my jazz records, 3 jazz records were #1 jazz album.
How can they not do great if you spent $12,000 to make them?
You shut up, Jay. You shut up.
I think my third jazz album, I might have been up to 50.
It has to do great, bro. Shit. I'm about to get in the jazz business. I think I got 12,000 on me right now.
But here's what you got to remember. You get 12,000, you do the album in one day.
Right.
Those albums were done in 2 days tops.
Okay.
Most jazz musicians.
All right, so that's a process that I am not even close to being familiar with. Now, outside of doing a live recording at church.
Right.
Yeah. Which rehearsals take about a month.
Right.
To get ready for that.
Right. Jazz musicians don't even do that.
It's not even that.
Not even that.
What is that? What is the process?
Jazz musicians.
Because it's your album, so you walk in with the chart.
It's my album. So what I was doing was some of those songs we have already been playing when I was doing gigs around New York and little gigs here. Some of those songs already. I knew I was going to have a recording. So I'm a big fan of touring some songs before you record it. Because then people are waiting.
Like a comedian.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah.
You tour the songs before you record it because then you can fine tune those songs. And you can come up with little musical in them between the musicians, the dope stuff. Because most of the time you record an album and the best version of those songs are after the album's recorded.
Got you.
And you never record the songs again.
Got you, because you find stuff when you're doing it live. You discover.
So I like, so even if it's not a whole tour, I'll just do 3 days at a club and play those songs and see what I come up with. Then I can go in and I'll have some, it'll be better than it was.
You'll have some
little musical,
We're going to be doing that for the rest of the pod.
You're a meme at this point. You do know this, right?
That was great. That was amazing.
But you know what I'm saying? But most people want to keep their songs, to themselves until the album come out.
Right.
But it's like, if there are songs that people are looking forward to, where can I get that song? It's going to be on the album coming out. That gets around. They can't wait for the album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So it's tough to do that too.
Yeah.
I've only person I've ever seen really do that is John P. Key.
Wow.
I remember seeing Erykah Badu do it with
Tyrone.
Tyrone.
Okay.
I remember seeing her do it with Tyrone, and I'm like, oh, this is amazing. When is that? And I'm like, oh, this record's not out.
Wow.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Most people don't, like you said, most people don't do that.
But that is a marketing tool. You can use your own shit to market your own shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, a lot of young boys in rap do that though. They'll, when they are like, not even in rap, in R&B, Rod Wave. He'll give like snippets of records on his page. And people will be waiting for the music and waiting, you know what I mean? Like, so.
Because that's my shit. I can't wait for it to come, all that stuff.
Right,
all that stuff.
But you're getting into the, like, especially like with live
tweaking
recording.
And everything.
You're doing a full audit on the whole thing.
Absolutely.
Because it's like what you're saying, like when I do a song live versus when I actually record in the studio, there are things that we do live that it's just like, oh, if we had that was on part of, that was just part of the song.
And the record lives forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Record lives forever.
You should start doing that at shows, man. Just start making the records.
Absolutely.
Why not, Tank? You can do
Why
it.
not?
You can definitely do it.
Get my job.
I love your live version. I love your version of Can't Make You Love Me, by the way, too.
Oh, thank you, man.
Nobody's done better. It's Bonnie Raitt, then there's your version. Everybody else's version can kick rocks. I don't like it.
That's the best version. Because all the people who've done it.
Best version.
Robert Glasper said.
Best version.
Wow.
Best version. Period.
What a night at King of Diamonds will bring about.
What happened?
Yeah.
So you just did the song and
we were at King of Diamonds till about 7 a.m.
Gotcha. Is that a strip club? It sounds like one.
Yeah. It was a strip club
out there in Florida.
Gotcha. Out there in Miami. And
it's inspiration.
And Jay looked at me like, we got this session at 11 at Circle House. I was like, yeah, I know. And we went and slept for a couple hours.
That's when you did it.
Went to the studio, and I was like, I was like, I can't find it. I can't. I was like, I don't know. And I sat there for a little bit and I was like, all right, I got to figure this out. And then we got the piano. Said, all right, here goes nothing.
Bro.
And it was literally all I had.
Yeah.
I had nothing left. It was
and we were in the
Advil and Red Bull.
We were in the back house by the pool.
Yeah, back house by the pool.
Not even in the main rooms. Yeah, we were in the back. I remember
hearing that song when I was in high school, watching her do it on Saturday Night Live for the first time. She did on Saturday Night Live. Fast forward, I walked into BB King's one day in New York because Bruce Hornsby was playing at BB King's. I walked in and I got backstage. I walked in the room. Bruce Hornsby said, "Robert Glasper." I died.
No way.
Because my first record had only just come out. My first record, on Blue Note, 2005. Yeah. He told me he had my record.
That's crazy.
Then, after the show, me and him went to the piano. He sat down at the piano and showed me how the original, first of all, shout out to Don Was too. So Don Was is the president of Blue Note right now. So my last few years on Blue Note, my last 10 years on Blue Note, he was the president of Blue Note. He's the producer of that album. He's the producer of that song. Okay, Make You Love Me.
No way.
That's on the Luck of the Draw, Ronnie Ray's Luck of the Draw album. Don Was produced that song. He told me Bruce Hornsby hooked it up from the original. Original, like a football player wrote it. Do you know the backstory of that song?
Kinda. I don't.
It's like a football player, ex-football player was watching TV and it was something like Cops on, and they had the cops got this guy. He had this arm. He had the cuffs on him, and the girl. He was yelling at the girl. He was like, "I can't make you love me if you don't," and got in the car. And then the football player saw that, was like, "Oh." And wrote a song, and the song was fast. I can't make you love me if you don't, like a fast, twanky ass song.
Shit.
So they do the session for Bonnie Raitt. Bruce Hornsby comes in, they slow it down, and he adds the sauce to it. And he sat down at the piano next. I sat next to him. He showed me what he was, and he showed me what he did. He should have got writer's credit.
Wow. But
Bruce
here goes
Hornsby.
the ill tie into that. They're watching Cops, right?
It was something like that.
No. Let's just say they're watching Cops.
Yep.
You know the theme song to Cops?
Yeah.
Bad boys, bad boys.
You know who owns the studio?
You know who owns Circle House that he was recording at?
No.
That same group.
Those guys own Circle House.
The guys who, yes, it's all.
That would be ill if it's Cops.
If it was Cops, it's crazy.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Nah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's
so
insane.
if all that actually,
that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It comes back to the original.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Phrase.
Yeah. Like, I love that song. That's one of the best songs
Her version is my favorite.
ever written. Yeah, absolutely.
Her version is my favorite because I feel like it was the most honest. Like,
exactly. Even the ending,
just stripped down.
And it was Don Was' idea to make the drummer play brushes.
Like, when I sing live, I sing it like her.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sing it like mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I do that on purpose because that,
bro.
Like, yeah, not that, no.
Because that's the story. That what you sang just now was the story. Singers, stop over singing. Just over singing everything. They don't know how to tell a story. They don't know how to leave it alone.
You know who the king of that is?
Who?
Kenneth Babyface Edmonds.
Kenny Edmonds.
Tell the story.
Oh my God.
Don't do too much.
Absolutely. You mess up the story by doing too much stuff. It's acrobatics for no reason. There's a place for it. And when you do it right, it's great. But so many singers don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
They just do it because they can. That's it. It's stupid. Doesn't sound good. There's no depth to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They just don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
They don't reach people. They do it for the wrong reasons. You know, I hate that.
Is that a moment? Because when you look up in the sky, hate that.
The singers be like, Rob, I want to sing with you. And then I'll look at their page or something. And it's like, oh, that's what you do. I'm good. You know, I just relax. I'm a fan of space. If you know how to use space, that's what I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
When you do run, if you know how to do it, when to do it,
it's the when and where that changes everything.
Every single thing. Everything.
I learned that from Commissioned.
Come on. Commission's the best, bro.
The way all of these guys, all of these great guys fit into one song was placement at its finest.
No, it is.
Because at any moment, any of them could have went off.
For sure.
They could have went crazy.
For sure.
Forgive me when I was in this race. Can you?
It just kept...
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Come on, bro.
Come on. It would take steps up.
Yeah.
Like,
Absolutely.
placement.
Absolutely.
Very important.
I think I told this story before when I had a lady I was seeing, and back in my running days when I first discovered Kim Burrell. You know, I was in high school, 10th grade. I was Kim Burrell mania.
Right.
Every run she knew, I knew. Coming off of Daryl Coley, I knew.
Come on.
A John P. Key clone.
Come on.
I had it all.
Absolutely.
I had a bag so deep. You know, I used to limp when I walked. This bag was heavy on my back. Vocal dexterities no one had ever heard before.
Right.
And so I'm on the phone and I'm letting her hear this song I wrote, playing my keyboard and everything. Right. And she's like, I like the song. I think it's really great. I just can't understand what you're saying. Like, you shouldn't do so many runs. I was like,
Kim said that.
No, the girl that I liked.
The girl that you liked. Right.
This is, fresh out of high school.
Gotcha.
And she says this to me, and I'm like, don't do my runs.
Right. Yeah.
You didn't hear that run in that first verse I did? You didn't feel that?
If she doesn't say that to you, though, you don't become who you become.
If she doesn't say that to me, I do not become who I become.
Yeah.
Because then I took a sabbatical for about a year and a half of not running at all.
Yeah.
I will do some vibrato and a gang of steel tone. I'm going Keith Staten on you. I'm going steel tone mania. And that's where I developed pocket.
Which is so important.
And a guy who was in my group by the name Warren Jones. He had an amazing pocket. I was like, how are you doing that? How did you find that? Like, you're not doing a lot, but you're doing something right here when this transition that is out of control. How are you? Oh, it just feels right there. It don't feel right no other place. I'm like,
Yep.
Studying you.
No,
So
yeah,
go ahead.
No. I was wondering, like, so with moving over to more of the hip hop R&B space, you're starting to play these gigs. You're becoming a staple to the industry.
Yeah.
How do you start mapping out your plan as far as I'm about to move into other genres of music and actively go after that?
Yeah. So in 2001, I started doing these shows with Bilal and Lettucey, right, as my guest in New York. Lettucey's another
is a
one.
monster.
Lettucey is a
flat-footed monster.
Crazy.
We want you on the podcast.
We need you, Lettucey.
Absolutely.
And Bilal.
Absolutely.
And people don't know about Bilal.
Bilal, absolutely. They're my favorite.
He's an alien.
know.
Absolutely.
He's an alien. He's not. His voice is not.
He's
human.
literally my favorite singer.
He's not human.
Yeah. Period. No, he's not. But somewhere in the early 2000s, maybe at 2001, maybe a tad later, but I started doing these shows with Bilal and Lettucey as my guests. It might have been right before I got signed, or before I got signed for sure. And I started having all kinds of guests.
Purposely, though, you were doing this.
Oh, yeah. So I was purposely doing these shows around, because me and Bilal were doing, he was my guest all the time. He used to stay in my dorm. Like, we lived together. So he was always my guest. Whenever even when I played at church in Harlem, when I first got to, he was my solo guest all the time, But started having these guests. I would have, I used to teach common piano lessons and stuff, in Brooklyn when I first moved to New York, because that was Bilal's friend, because Bilal used to go sing on a lot of Common songs. So, I would do these shows, and Common would come, Bilal, Lettucey, Talib Kweli, Mos, Brooklyn would show up, Erica lived around the corner from me, And so I started doing all these things with guests, and that became kind of a thing. I would always have the guest. And so my A&R and Blue Note was like, hey, do you want to do an album where you do have guests? And I was like, I want to do that album, but first I want to solidify myself as a pianist first. That was very important for me to solidify myself as a piano player and put records out so this cannot be denied. Because I'm Black, they will quickly put you in, oh, you're an R&B piano player. You know what I mean? Oh, you're a hip hop pianist. They don't want to give you you're a solidified jazz pianist card.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
So I wanted to make that undeniable. So I waited for 3 albums, did those albums first. So you can't say nothing. It's there. Right. Then I said, I'm going to do my album where I have all the guests. And that was Black Radio in 2011 when I recorded it, 2011. So that's when I did that one.
The first Grammy.
The first Grammy, yep.
He just jumped right into it and just get a Grammy.
Yeah, first one. And I swear I did not see that coming. I did not see that nomination coming.
And did you do that album on Blue Note too?
Yeah, that was on Blue Note. All my records until 2016 were on Blue Note.
On Blue Note, okay.
I did that record. I was on tour with Maxwell when I did it, because I was on tour with Maxwell from 2009 to 2013 or 14. So I did that record, and it was when we had an off day, because he was hitting the touring hard. Max was really on tour.
For 4 years?
For 4 years, hard.
Shit.
Yep, hard. And so I kind of did, and I did Black Radio in 6 days. 6 days? 6 days in LA. 6 days.
And who's all on Black Radio?
Black Radio 1 is, I gotta go in. So the first one is like Music Soul Child's on there. Bilal's on there. Erykah Badu's on there. Group King. This group that was, it's 3 girls. They're super dope.
Okay.
But they had a whole bunch of buzz at that time. So they were super new, but they're on the record. Stokely is on the record.
Kelly's on there.
Geez, I can't remember. It's because I got 3 of those joints.
6 days?
6 days.
Because that's what I'm trying
Michelle Ndegocello's on there. Layla Hathaway's on there.
And you were able to compile all of this in 6 days?
6 days.
How was you running your sessions?
Here's the thing. I'm come from the jazz world. I come from get in the room, let's record. Mos Def is on the record too. His song is the only song has another take. Everybody's one take. So not
it's all
only
one takes too.
Not only it's one takes. That's why people were like, "Yo, could you put out some bonus material of Black Radio 1?" I was like, I ain't got any because I only have 1 full takes of everything. Like Layla came in Layla came in and read the lyrics to Cherish Today. I did, by the way, Black Radio's half cover songs because I canceled the record 3 times because I couldn't get everybody together. Because my whole purpose was everybody in the studio at the same time. Then, different days, but in that week, and I want to use a grand piano, real piano coming from jazz, and I want it to be very, very live. So everybody recorded together. So like the vocalist recorded with the musicians at the same time. That's what that was. Except for like Music Soul Child. Oh Yeah was not in that week. Oh Yeah was the week after.
Okay.
So I did that one in Atlanta. So I brought everybody.
Which is the biggest record off of the project.
Biggest record off the project. So yeah. So literally, I had everybody. I tried to get everybody in the studio 3 different times, different schedules, all the stuff, managers, labels, couldn't get it together. So I went on tour. And I was like, I'll figure it out one day. My manager called me in the middle of the tour. Everybody's available next week. I don't know what happened, but everybody's available next week. So canceled the rest of my tour, flew back to LA.
Shit.
And I didn't have songs. So half of the album is Teen Spirit. I did Teen Spirit. I did a David Bowie song that Bilal sight read the lyrics to, 1 take. I did Cherish Today, that Layla read the lyrics. All this is on video. 1 take. I did
this is dope.
Afro Blue with Erykah Badu. And, we pieced that together, but they'll only have 1 take of that. And yeah, so everything for the most part was literally 1 take, bro. One take. So for the most 99% of the record was done in 6 days. Then I went to Atlanta the week after and did Oh Yeah. And Chrisette Michele wasn't even supposed to be on it. It was supposed to be a Music Soul Child song. But I tweeted that I was in Atlanta and Fonte from Foreign Exchange hit me up. It was like from Little Brother, Foreign Exchange, whatever. he hit me up like, yo, I'm at a music festival, come through. So during the next day I went to the festival and Chrisette was closing the festival and I saw her. I was like, yo, what you doing tonight? Nothing. My flight got canceled. I was supposed to take a red eye. Got canceled in a storm in New York. I said, I'm in the studio with music, come through. And then it became a duet. And that became my biggest song.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that became my biggest song.
That's amazing.
Yep, so that's what happened with that.
And what's the Grammy you won for that?
That's Best R&B Album.
Best R&B album.
That was because that was before they had progressive, traditional, blah, 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 blah.
So with that, okay, Best R&B album, with all of those features.
By the way, also Black Radio's the first time they didn't put Best R&B Album on TV. That's the year they took it off.
I complained about.
That's the year they took it off. Because they looked at who was winning. It was like, nope. Who?
Does everyone actually get a statue for that? Did they all get statues for that? Or
not the
that's
R&B
the thing.
album.
That's the thing that every category has its own rule.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's why I asked.
They get certificates, but they don't get a statue. I feel like everybody should get a statue.
For sure.
It's not like they cost anything.
It's
a Grammy's worth
it's-
$15.
It's because it's
You know that, right?
It's because it's R&B.
Wait. Hold on real quick.
What'd you say?
A Grammy is worth $15.
The actual
Grammy is worth $15. Google it when you get a minute. It's worth $15. So I'm like, why can't everybody have a statue?
Because we were thinking that's why.
Nope.
The statue was actually more.
Nope.
They're just dogging us.
So I would actually like to apologize to David Foster. One day I'm at his home and he's using one as a paperweight.
Of course.
But I thought like, oh, he's using this $1,000 Grammy Award as a paperweight. I'm like, Dave, what?
No. Shout out to David Foster.
Shout out to David Foster for having 47,000 of them and being able to use one as a paperweight.
I never met you, but I'm a fan.
But I'm literally like, yo, dog, you as a paperweight, dude?
Yeah. Worth nothing.
$15.
So I'm like, why can't everybody have a Grammy?
And no one has ever explained it. They just said it's the rule. Why? How come R&B Album of the Year, everyone who contributed to this album does not get a Grammy?
Because while I have this $12,000 to make this jazz album, I also have $15.
I promise you, I got some left over.
Absolutely.
That's gonna make these Grammys win.
The artist doesn't get.
Oh, that's crazy.
That happened to me with Jennifer Hudson when she won.
Really?
And I claim my win.
Yeah.
But I only got a certificate.
But the people won't claim his win.
The people won't claim my win.
Claim his win.
But she won R&B album.
Right.
And he produced a record on there.
You produced.
I produced and wrote a record on there.
Yeah.
We should.
I feel like that. Exactly.
They should retroactively go back and treat us right.
That's how I feel. That's how I feel about, because I have a hip hop album. I have a hip hop song of the year as well. Because I have a feature on If These Walls Could Talk, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That's me on keys. That's a piano solo in the middle.
It is. It absolutely is. It's a great one. What
happened was, when I went and recorded it, I was warming up. When they played me the track, they was like, put some Rhodes on there. All right, cool. Let me hear it. I'm warming up. And then I said, okay, I'm ready to record. Then I record the song. I left the studio. And the way that the Pimp a Butterfly album came out, it just came out. It just dropped. Right. Remember, the kids ran, nobody knew. It's like, oh. So I'm thinking, everything's what it's supposed to be. I listened, they put my warm up in the middle of that song. It wasn't me taking a solo. They just recorded me while I was warming up and put it in the middle of the song. So that's what you hear.
Wow.
But that's a feature.
That's a feature. 100%.
And if I would have known that, I would have fought for the feature title, but I didn't get a feature. Therefore, I got a certificate that says keyboards.
Oh, shit.
But all the features got a Grammy for that.
But that was album. That was song of the year.
Song of the year. Yeah.
Of the year.
Song of the year. So Bilal got one because he's a feature on there, and Thundercat, I think, and maybe somebody else. But yeah.
So this is what I'm going to do.
So technically, this is what I'm going to do.
I am going to petition for you and for you, and then as I'm doing that, I'm going to try to get Reggie Bush's Heisman back.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's. Okay.
I feel like.
All right.
Those are like three important things to me. They don't go together. But they go together. Give Reggie his Heisman.
I want Reggie to have his Heisman too. I ain't even gonna hold you. I ain't even gonna front.
I want Reggie Bush to have his Heisman.
As a fellow running back, I want him to have his Heisman back.
I want my two brothers here, man, to get their Grammys, man.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, the rules are
So really, you got 6.
Technically, I have 6.
You got 1. You got 1. You got 1, and you got 6. Fuck that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I want my 1.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Sit it right there by itself.
Boom. You know what I mean?
With my Sprite MVPs.
You know what I'm saying?
From BET.
And I'm gonna have a little tag that I'm gonna sneak in his house and put on there and put this costs $15.
Can y'all tell BET to invite me to something? I'm black.
You don't get invited?
I'm doing good stuff.
You're doing really great stuff.
Any other person that has 5 R&B Grammys will be invited to the BET Awards.
Wow.
Am I wrong?
No, you are not.
Can I present a Can I present something? BET.
You're really black.
I'm super black. I'm black. And I have some Grammys. I have Emmy. You're successful. Come on, man.
In the space.
In the world.
So
in a way, I'm holding my own little area here.
Yeah, because I heard
the
EGOT. I heard the EGOT. What do you got? What do you?
I have the egg of the EGOT. I have the technically
you got a peg because you got a Peabody.
I have a peg.
Okay.
So if I get an Oscar and a Tony, I'll be a PGOT. There's only 5 PGOTs in the world.
Really?
None of them are black. There's only 5 PGOTs in the world.
What do you need now? An Oscar and a Tony.
That's it. Yeah.
And you're a PGOT.
PGOT.
Are you actively trying to get the Oscar and the Tony? Is that like
I'm just trying to make good things and hopefully
don't give me that. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit.
He making calls.
Yeah.
Dave, look, man.
Yeah. So are you scoring movies so you can get this Oscar?
Yes, I am. I'm scoring movies. I'm scoring series,
TV shows,
documentaries,
all that.
But the Tony is that for like plays?
Tony is Broadway. I do have something with that coming up, but I can't talk about it out loud.
Of course,
I can tell y'all off camera because I'm not supposed to yet.
Yeah,
I can't. It's an NDA situation.
I would love to say I know a nigga with a PGOT.
A PGOT?
Yeah. The only
PGOT.
The black PGOT.
The black PGOT.
Oh,
there are black EGOTs, and Jennifer.
Whoopi Goldberg.
John Legend.
Whoopi Goldberg, right.
Whoopi.
Yeah.
Recently, my girl from Woman King, she's an EGOT now.
Yes.
Yep.
I was going to say Angela Bassett. No.
Davis.
I'm watching her last night, Viola Davis.
Miss Davis, yeah. Viola Davis. There's a few, yeah. But the PGOT is like a different one because you can't go for a PGOT. You can't go for a Peabody. They just give you one.
Oh.
It's not something you try to go for.
So how do you win a Peabody?
They just give you one.
How are you awarded a Peabody?
Well, you can be a scientist. You can be all kinds of things in the arts. And they just got to think what you did is
that high level.
So I did the music for this documentary called Mr. Soul. And it's about this show called Soul that was before Soul Train. And it was a black gay man who hosted it. And it was the first time they had musicians on TV, black people, artists, performing before Soul Train. The first time you see Earth, Wind and Fire and, you know, Minnie Riperton, Steve, all these people were on there, but doing full sets.
Oh, wow.
And then they would talk to you, but the show got too black after like the 3rd season or something, and they ended up canceling it. You know what I mean? You could hear Richard Nixon talking about it.
No way.
What?
Yeah, I had to score that part. He's talking about it. He's like, these black people are getting this is getting basically too conscious because they had Muhammad Ali on there talking, and Angela Davis on there.
Yeah,
like it got real. So they would have these real talks. But when you got to see whoever on there, Donny Hathaway on there, he's doing 40 minutes. You're seeing whole things, so you can see these. It's called Mr. Soul. The actual show back in the day was called Soul, but you can see it. It's online somewhere. You can watch the episode. It's amazing. Anyway, I scored that documentary.
Okay,
and so I won I got a Peabody because of that. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that we could win a Peabody for the R&B Money Podcast.
1,000%. 1,000%. You know. I like awards. That's been my new thing. That's been my recent thing, like scores.
Yeah.
You know, I scored the Best Man series. I don't know if you've seen that yet.
Yeah.
Best Man.
Yeah.
I scored the show called Run the World. I scored this show on HBO called Winning Time about the Lakers.
That's like one of my favorite shows.
Yeah.
One of my favorite shows.
Mm-hmm.
The guy they cast as Magic Johnson is perfect.
I went down to the set.
He's perfect.
And Kareem. Like
Kareem
casting,
too. Yeah.
Shout out to my man Nick Patel. He got me on it. He's also we did it together. Nick also did Moonlight. And Bill Street and a bunch of Succession. He does Succession.
Oh, he's the guy.
Yeah, Nick is amazing. But yeah, I'm doing that.
Winning Time is great.
Oh man, absolutely.
Yeah, no, Winning Time is great.
And I'm currently about to start doing the Luther Vandross documentary as well. This is the first time I've said it out loud, actually. It's real.
That's crazy.
It's real. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah. I grew up with Luther, like literally grew up with Luther. Not literally grew up with Luther, but you know, my dad played Luther all the time.
Your dad what?
Played Luther all the time. So I'm a huge Luther Vandross fan.
As we all are.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nat Adderley Jr. No, that's the pianist on there.
Wow.
That's what made me want to play piano.
And you're going to score his documentary.
The piano on House Not a Home and all that stuff, you know? Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. Congratulations on that, brother.
Thank you.
So talk about this this festival.
Yeah, so I have a festival called, it's a Blue Note Jazz in Napa festival. So it started off from I have a residency that I do in New York City at the Blue Note Jazz Club every October. This is the 5th year. It's called Robtoberfest.
I like that.
And I do 6 weeks straight. Only Mondays off. This year,
what?
I do 6 weeks straight. Only Mondays off. Every show is 2 sets a night.
For 6 weeks?
For 6 weeks. The room fits, it's this Blue Note. Room fits like 250. Every set sold out. For 4 years straight, no set has not been sold out.
Absolutely.
Always sold out.
See that.
You know what I mean?
I see that.
And I have special guests every week.
Yeah.
So this year I have Nora Jones for a week.
For a week?
I have Nora for like five nights.
Yeah.
Mos Def. I have D Smoke from Inglewood out here.
Of course we know D Smoke. Yeah.
My bro.
You know who that is.
Anyway, yeah, so this is a special guest coming in and out. And what happens is in these things, there's a lot of pop-up guests. People just pop in and out, and you don't know they're going to be there. It's just like, oh shoot, so-and-so's here.
Robert and Friends.
Let's go, Robert and Friends. And a lot of the nights, Dave Chappelle pops up on me, and he ends up hosting. You know what I mean? And pops up and does that. He bring Chris Rock comes through. You know, just there's a comedy club across the street. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it just becomes that kind of thing. So that was happening for 4 years. So they asked me, would you like to do a festival in Napa? And maybe you ask Dave if he'll host it. So I asked him. He's like, yeah, let's do it. So our first one was last year, and we do 3 days in Napa. And last year we had the headliners were Snoop and Shaka Khan, and I can't remember anything. But this year we had Nas, Chance the Rapper, and De La Soul with me as the headliners, and Mary J also as headliners. But then we have George Clinton was there. He performed. I had George Clinton come on with my band with De La Soul. We did Me, Myself, and I together. You know what I mean? Shit. I had Anderson .Paak was there too. I had Anderson .Paak there too.
Yeah.
So at this festival, I believe in the music community.
Yeah.
So I be having people jump on stage with each other because that never happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Everybody's fans of each other.
Yeah.
You know? So I had Anderson .Paak jump on with Bilal. Boom, had that happen. I had Layla Hathaway jump on with Bilal, and Philip Bailey was just there hanging out. So we did Can't Hide Love together with Layla, Philip, and Bilal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I had Chance the Rapper jump on stage with me and Rakim. You know, and Rakim was it's just all that. It's just moments that you would never see anywhere. But everybody has their own set, or there's just people there hanging out. You know what I mean? And then that just throw them on stage and just do stuff. You know what I mean? So it's a festival, but I treat it like my residency. So it's big, but it's small.
It's a great fan experience.
Absolutely. Great fan experience. And it's just, musicians love to be there because it's dope. So people were playing, but staying the extra 2 days to hang. And, and Dwayne Wade is a part of it now. Him and his wine company.
His wine company.
Yeah. So him and Gabby were there the whole weekend. And it was super dope. And I have a basketball. I have them build a basketball court there every year too. So in the back part, and I have a studio there. So right there where the artist lounge is, I made a studio after my son, Riley. So it's called Riley's Beat Studio. So it's MP in there, microphones, computers, speakers in there. So if you back there hanging and you want to play somebody some new stuff, hey, check this out. Boom.
Yeah.
You can play it.
Oh, that's great.
Or, hey, can you lay a verse real quick on this? Boom. You right there.
What's the basketball court for?
Basketball, because we like to shoot around. It's a festival. So we just shoot around.
Do y'all gamble?
No. Some people might have been gambling. But, to sit there and see Snoop Dogg shooting around with, some kids, it's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I start talking about gambling. He gonna bring in the kids and shit.
Do you play? You
a little bit.
A little bit
back in my day.
Yeah. The reason I play piano so well, because I thought I was going to be a basketball player. I had a passion for basketball in junior high.
Okay.
And you know how you go to high school and all the other schools go in and you realize, you go to high school, then some other schools go and it mixes into the high school.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's when I realized, this is really not for me then. I'm not as good as I thought I was. I rode the bench the whole year. It's in 9th grade. So that's when I went to the high school performing arts.
Oh, you left the school too. You was like, I'm
leaving the whole school. I'm leaving the whole school.
Y'all not gonna do this to me.
I'm leaving the whole school.
The only bench I'm gonna sit on is the piano bench.
Absolutely. That's what I said. That's what I always say. I slid the bench over to the piano. And I became serious about that.
That's because 9th grade is when I discovered I was just as good or better than everybody at basketball.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I could also sing and play keyboard.
When did you make the transition like, okay, I'm gonna really concentrate on music?
College.
Gotcha.
When I didn't get.
But you shifted from basketball to football first, right?
Football was my sport.
Gotcha.
And then when I didn't get the offers that I wanted for football, I was like, I'm gonna just take my music scholarship. I went to Morgan State.
That's the thing. People look at think it's a failure, but it's really
in the moment it feels like that. You don't know it's designed.
Right. Absolutely.
You don't know that.
Did you felt like that? You felt like it was a failure for you?
When you don't get something, you always think that.
I'm like, I'm a running back. I'm averaging 7.8 yards a carry. Like, I'm to the house, 93 yards. I'm a guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The coach was hating on me, but I'm still a guy.
Yeah.
And
or you were one of those kids?
Because, I was also
Where'd you grow up?
The coach was hating on me.
Where'd you grow up?
Maryland.
Oh, Maryland.
I was also the kid that didn't speak up.
Gotcha.
So I was just like okay, that's what coach wants. That's what I got.
Maryland, y'all probably had a hard team.
Had I said, hey man, I just ran that down to the goal line and you took me out and let him score the touchdown. What's that about?
Yeah. Right. You do all the work, then they bring it, Yeah.
I should have been having those conversations, but I didn't know how to have them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when I didn't get to go play college football, I was crushed. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go play at the church.
But I'm happy I realized I wasn't as good as I thought I was early. Because some people go too far and then realize when they're 30 or some shit. You know what I mean? And I realized like there's a difference between your passion, the hobby, and your gift.
For sure.
And some people don't realize the difference between those things.
Yeah.
And they are different.
Yeah.
I had a passion for basketball, but it wasn't my gift.
Well, I was athletically gifted.
See,
but it wasn't my purpose.
Right. There you go. Right. Were you athletically gifted or got athletically talented?
Gifted. I was dunking in 8th grade.
Okay. What?
I could fly.
You could dunk in 8th grade?
He was also the same height.
I'll be crazy if you could dunk now. I was about to say.
Right. He was one of those guys that was the same height.
Jesus.
I was not
since 13.
I grew fast.
He was
I
the same
can
height
never dunk.
since
I'm
13.
tall. I can't dunk. I can never dunk.
I grew fast, but I could fly.
I won my high school dunk contest.
You did?
Yeah. We were bouncing.
Oh, y'all could bounce.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nah.
I'm running 4.4.
There's still video
I'm
of that.
really running.
Yeah.
I had the gifts. It just wasn't my purpose.
Right.
And the universe had to let me know that.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Real fast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So how I end up with a music scholarship from Dr. Carter, world renowned.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they wanted me to turn in math and English homework.
Right.
Where they do that at?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we don't do that. But shout out to Ballaholic from And1, who I beat in high school in our high school dunk contest.
And shout out to Ballaholic, who got this 50-piece
in my celebrity
basketball game.
Okay, let me.
We went to high school together.
I did do something good.
Yeah,
I did do something good in the athletic. When I was in 5th grade,
shit, we're going back.
Going back a little bit. Go ahead. I had the mile run record for the state in my age group, 12 years old. Mile run record, right?
That's because black people don't do distance.
So mind you, you shut up.
You gotta be.
But only Africans. Only if you're really black, you do distance. You gotta be from Jamaica, Africa.
I thought he was gonna say the 100, the 2.
No, but hold on. Let me finish. 5th grade held the record. When black radio came out.
Wait, you were 12 in the 5th grade too? What the hell, nigga?
11, 12, whatever that is. Well, I think
that's why you was a double holdback.
I got held back 1st grade. I did get held back 1st grade.
You got held back? Boy, you gotta stop doing this math like that.
I got held back
Leave Robert alone.
I'm sorry, Robert.
My mom told me it was super 1st grade.
Shit.
Y'all ain't shit. Your cameraman that shit, he over here laughing too.
Nigga, super 1st grade.
I thought it was super 1st grade. I didn't know. Because I used to tap my foot all the time and I stuttered, right? So I was tapping my foot because of rhythm. I played drums too. But when you add tapping to stuttering, you look like you lost. And they tried to put me in special ed.
So Robert,
they tried to put me in special ed. It's not special ed. They were like,
your teachers love you so much. We're gonna have you be with them again. Oh man, bro,
that is the greatest. Some of you motherfuckers needed to go to super 1st grade. What about 2nd? It's way better.
You
don't want to go there.
You don't want to go there.
Because once you go to super 1st grade, then you go to super 2nd grade.
Wait till the niggas in Texas find out that he was 12 when he set the record.
Shut up.
I set it for 12-year-olds, okay?
No, you didn't. Oh, you did.
It was my age. No, it was literally my age. It's called the physical fitness test.
I got the presidential award.
I know what that is.
Twice in elementary school.
See that? That's why you have to trump me.
No, I wasn't trying to trump you. I'm just saying I understand what you're saying.
Bro,
but I wasn't 12.
This is great. So you're a Dominican baseball player. Is what you're telling us.
Super 1st grade.
So how old are you? I'm 12.
Oh, that's nice and out of tune.
Oh man.
Look at
People don't really know where I got that from, but you picked it out immediately. And it fits with your super 1st grade. It's Superman. That's where I got that from.
He knows his music. He may not know his math.
That is crazy because I play this every time. And you went to super 1st grade.
What is it, a bird? It's a plane.
Robert.
Oh, man.
We want some information from you, brother.
Say, don't bring me some tissue.
Your musical journeys. And all the music you've heard. All the music you've covered.
Yeah.
You've got to have some favorites.
I do.
Robert, we want to know your top 5.
Yeah.
Your top 5.
Say it again.
Top 5. Hey. Your top 5.
What are they?
R&B Singers.
What else?
R&B Songs.
Come on with it.
You got to know. You got to show. I know you know. And
Top 5.
Your top
5. Sex or chocolate?
Sex or chocolate?
Sing so beautiful, don't you agree?
Robert Glasper.
Oh,
Your top 5 R&B singers.
top 5 R&B singers. See, you said R&B. So we're talking about R&B?
We're talking about R&B, but we are also talking about those singers who are influential and instrumental to you.
To you. To Robert.
To Robert.
Okay.
I like that we get to safely say Robert. This is great.
Top 5 singers. All time. Dead or alive.
Yours.
Stevie.
Why not?
Top of the top.
Donnie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
That's like basketball when you go ahead and get Michael Jordan out the way.
Yeah.
That's what Stevie
Then it start getting tricky.
Yeah, then it gets harder. Okay, I'm gonna go Stevie. I'm gonna go Donnie. Singers. Kim Burrell.
Yes.
Bilal.
Ooh.
And this is really hard. Layla.
Layla's a savage.
Ooh, that's a cold list.
Layla's a sheesh.
I mean, it's...
And I've seen Bilal tear a room apart. He wasn't even on stage that long.
No. He's incredible, bro. Most people haven't seen what I've seen because I've known him for so long.
Right.
I knew him when he was kind of still saved. You know what I mean?
Hallelujah.
Because Bilal used to, his dad was a Muslim, his mom's Baptist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So he knows the Quran.
And he's got a lot of information.
And he used to, I've seen the video of knocking people out of church when he was 11.
He was a healer?
Yeah. He was an evangelist and healer. Like, it's deeper than most people know.
Got it.
Most people.
It all makes sense.
He used to be.
Got it.
Man.
Got
He
it.
was Derek Coley 2.0 when I met him.
Yeah.
When he was 18. Like, it was crazy. But yeah, he could just do anything. He fits anything. Anything you want to do. Anything you want to sing. He was all state classical. Opera. Like, anything you want to do.
All state classical.
Literally. Like, anything you want to do. And it's natural, it's honest. And
and to me, it's like he's one of those purists that just, like, he just hasn't, and I don't know if he ever will, bought into the commercialism of a thing.
They tried, trust me. Because that's the thing. That's the thing. When he got signed and did that very first album, their whole thing was he was too weird, and they were trying to.
But I'm talking about him personally.
Yeah, he does.
The people who signed him, of course, they're trying to figure out how to plug him into the mainstream.
Absolutely.
But for him, he's like, "What are y'all talking about?
Exactly.
Let me just sing.
That's never his thing. Exactly.
I just want to sing something.
That's it.
It doesn't have to fit that or match that or fit into that. I'm just fucking sing.
No. But yeah, exactly.
Or he won't sing.
Or he won't sing. I've seen it's so many people. He gets bored with singing. He used to get bored with singing. He was so good. He's that good. He is that good. And there was a time period, a long time period, where people go see him sing and he wouldn't be singing. And they'd be like, "Robert, you told me he was dope. What the hell happened?" And I was like, "Oh, you saw that show."
Wait, what would he do?
Just nothing.
He would just talk to the people?
No, he would sing, but he wouldn't
not
sing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's kind of even hard to explain until you see it.
It's like Miles
Davis turning his back to the audience.
It's
in there.
Yeah.
In there.
Okay.
Yeah. In there, for sure. In there. All right, off the top of my head, I would say.
That's a great 5.
Great 5.
Amazing.
Great 5.
Yes.
Top 5 R&B songs.
Woo.
Yeah.
Your whole While We Wait album. Next.
Wow.
Yeah.
Next.
We'll make that We'll make that one.
You make
that one. Just one. You got to cover more ground than that, buddy. You're not getting out here that fast.
R&B song. A lot of it for me is nostalgia because growing up, what my mom was playing and stuff, So I would definitely say one of the songs that made me want to play piano is "Giving You the Best That I Got." Anita Baker.
Yeah.
Give You the Best I Got. I had the 45. I was in 3rd grade, 4th grade. We wore that out. Give You the Best That I Got. I Can't Help It. Michael Jackson, written by Stevie Wonder.
I wanted to.
That's another one when I was in 3rd grade. I used to unfold the Off the Wall album and play it forward, back for hours. Just sit there, reading liner notes. I knew who Greg Fillinganes was when I was in 3rd grade.
Shout out to Fillinganes.
Now he's my Uncle
Shout
Greg.
out to Fillinganes.
You know what I mean? Uncle Greg Fillinganes. I didn't know what that instrument was, but I knew I loved the Rhodes. I know what it is now, but I didn't know what it was. But that, bro.
You're not playing at this point.
Oh, no.
Because we didn't get to that. What age did you start playing?
I started playing with one finger, Happy Birthday at church when I was 11. One finger, Happy Birthday.
You didn't start playing till you were 11.
11. Yeah.
You were late.
Super late.
But you
For a pianist at my level, most of them, they start at 2.
But you crammed.
Yeah, immediately.
I don't know how you did that.
Yeah, as soon as I realized that's what I liked.
You crammed.
That's what your life became.
My mom worked at night, at clubs. So, she would come home from work, from her day job, and give me a check for pizza back then. Check for pizza. She would leave the house at 7. And she told me if she comes home, she come home like 2, 3 in the morning. If she came home and I was still up, I better be at the piano. If not, it'd be sleep. I can't be watching TV. If I'm up, I can play the piano. So I used to play the piano.
You had the house by yourself too?
Yeah, by myself. So I would be playing the piano from 7 to 3 in the morning.
Wow.
Because especially in junior high and high school, I didn't go to my zone schools. You know what I mean? So I didn't know anybody in the neighborhood. So I didn't play with the neighborhood kids. You know what I mean? I didn't know them like that at all. So I was always playing the piano.
You're in the piano.
Yeah.
Wow.
Once I started that, then it was like, that was my friend, the piano.
Yeah. But also shout out to that coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
That set you on the bench.
That set me on the bench. Shout out to
No,
coach.
for real, because he could have given you a false
all that
outlook on what this was supposed to be for you.
Even people who are good, it becomes false because you have to be great, overly great to even make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To the NBA to make it.
Oh, yeah.
So even if you're good, really good, the chances are slim.
Yeah.
Of making a career out of something. So I'm glad that I realized. I'm glad I got to start my career in high school. You know what I mean? That's a blessing.
All right, Robert.
What did I say? Giving You the Best That I Got.
Mm-hmm.
While You Wait.
While You Wait.
While You Wait.
That's
the whole
one.
album. Giving You the Best That I Got.
Wait, you had another one too.
I Can't Help It.
I Can't Help It.
Yep.
Michael Jackson. 2 more.
Ooh, this is hard. Top of my head stuff though. Another song from my childhood. Isley Brothers, Smooth Sailing.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but Angela Winbush wrote it. Smooth sailing tonight.
Really?
Anything that you want from me.
Yeah.
Is mine the other night. Ooh, I love that song. It takes me back to a place immediately.
Yeah.
It took me back to the place in the car where when your mama scoot up, you got to scoot up too. Everybody scoot up together. That car.
Yeah.
That car.
The bench seats.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah. Smooth Sailing, Isley Brothers. And what's another great song that I love? Oh, you know what? It's a great R&B song. It's just a great R&B song. And what you call it?
I can't remember.
Don't listen to what people say.
John B.
They don't know about you.
They don't know.
Tell it out your mouth. Oh, come on.
Oh my God.
That song is such a good song, man.
Jesus Christ, what a song.
That song will never get old.
It will never get old.
It will never get old.
Great song.
It always
man.
feels like a first listen. Like, this is this is great.
Man. Bro. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
The track too. Man.
Yeah.
What?
Come on.
Yeah, John B.
Come
Okay.
on. I was going to throw in as a 6-man Joe. In your head.
Oh yeah.
All the things your man won't do.
Yeah.
Huh?
He's so disrespectful when he sings that song live.
Oh my God. Still, yeah,
With
absolutely.
ease.
I'll be looking at him later.
With ease.
Like, come on, bro.
I bet you're not gonna do the modulation, or you're gonna do it.
Yeah, you're gonna do it.
Okay.
And that might be the greatest pre-chorus of all time.
One of the greatest.
Pre-chorus.
One of the greatest.
Yeah.
What's another great pre-chorus?
Poison.
What's the pre-chorus in that?
It's driving me out of my mind.
Yeah.
True that.
That might be the best pre-chorus.
Yeah.
I don't know
of all
about
time.
best. I think it's it's popular.
Okay.
Popular.
You see, but now you're getting technical. You're being a musician.
I like this. I
That-
like
yeah,
this.
I'm
I like
coming
this.
from a musician.
I like this. I like
Them
this.
changes.
The changes are basic.
Come on, bro. Come on.
I give you that.
Come on.
As a technical musician.
Yeah.
But in terms of what I'm about to scream out in this club,
It's driving me out of my mind.
Of course. Sure. Okay, I got you. Which one would you rather play if you're sitting at the piano? Tank. You rather play?
Why? We don't have to do
Well,
that.
I think you're gonna turn the club up if you start playing Poison.
Are you gonna?
No, you're
If
by
you do
yourself.
that in the
You're
middle,
by
if you
yourself,
do that
not
in the
the
middle of
club.
your set,
No, it depends. It depends. Hold on. It depends on the atmosphere.
no, for
It's
sure.
Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Poison.
at the piano.
You hear me? Poison.
No, you're at the piano. No drums. You're at the piano.
I'm not fucking around.
Listen, me, I honestly would do
You
Poison.
probably would do Poison because that's not expected too. The way you would do it would be dope as fuck.
It's a full curveball.
Very true.
Full
It is a
curveball.
curveball.
Yeah.
Unless you do that over the changes of
Okay.
the Joe song.
He's really
Here
doing.
goes super first grade.
No, he's going there.
Here goes super
It's
first
driving
grade.
me
This is
out
why.
of my mind. What's
Put down.
that girl's in now, it's hard to find. You can do it.
Well, you too good.
Golly.
Robert,
You can do that, Tank.
let's create a Voltron. Musical Voltron.
Okay.
All right. You're super R&B artist, right?
Okay.
We want to know who you're going to get the vocal from, who you're going to get the performance style from, who you're going to get the styling from, who you're going to get the passion of the artist, the heart of the artist, right? And who's going to play for that artist? Who's going to MD that band?
MD the band.
So let's start off with the vocal. You get one vocal to build your super R&B
Stevie.
artist.
You know why? Because like when you say Stevie, it's like, which Stevie? Because there's a million of them. He doesn't have one Stevie voice.
Right.
There's a million of them.
He misses at no tempo.
one.
He misses
Right.
at no tempo.
no year.
Yeah.
No year.
Period.
Okay.
Performance style.
Michael Jackson.
Stevie, Michael Jackson. Okay.
Just purely when you walk out on stage going crazy, no one has the Michael Jackson effect.
No, you stand there and watch him
You
scream.
just fucking stand there.
Yeah.
Before you even do anything, you stand there.
Yeah.
And then you start doing stuff.
We all got the stand there
And then
from Michael Jackson.
Absolutely.
It doesn't always go the way it went for Michael Jackson, but
Yeah. But come on, man.
I done seen a couple niggas stand there and be like,
Have you ever
hey,
seen
man,
him?
get to your shit.
Sing your shit, man.
Have you
Get
ever
to your
seen him
shit.
live?
Yes.
No.
All right.
You saw him?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which one did you see?
Where did I go when I was a kid? I was little.
Me too. I was 7.
I was really little.
85, I went to the Victory Tour.
Was
85.
it Victory Tour? Might have been, yeah, it might have been Victory.
Might have been
Tour. My father's
Victory.
tickets,
Yeah.
Okay.
So Michael,
It's the styling of the artist.
like what they're wearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't do Michael twice. I like
You,
this.
Why can't you?
I can't do whatever you
Why
want.
can't you?
Just for sake of being,
Why?
just for sake of like, you know,
sake of
What?
what?
Of who?
just some different shit. Let me just see. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me just see. That might be fun. Prince.
That might be fun.
That might be
Stevie
fun.
Michael Prince.
That might be fun.
That could be fun.
That
This
could be
is
fun.
great. No,
Yeah.
this is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Because of the first two,
You don't know
you're
what
gonna
you're
have
gonna
to
get.
accept whatever he has
You're
on.
gonna that for sure.
Yeah.
Whatever he has,
You're gonna be
you have to
rolling with
accept.
whatever that
And-
level of talent
And
has
then he's
on.
going to bring his guitar.
And you don't even know what it's going to be when he shows up. You have no idea.
You have no idea.
With Michael, you kind of know what the vibe is.
Yeah.
Prince, you don't know.
Because Prince gonna bring the work with him too. He gonna bring you know what I mean? He gonna bring the you feel me's. He ain't gonna have a couple you feel me's with him. You know, no, he's not. Okay, I mean, shit.
You feel me?
If it's Prince, he gotta have some you feel me.
He keeps some you
Apollonia.
He keeps some you feel me.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
When I saw
Wendy
him,
Elisa.
when I met him once,
a Sheila E.
he had like 11 you feel me's.
Yeah.
And they all had on yellow.
Yeah. A Maite. You know what I mean?
Here's your feel me game.
Yeah. It's all the way here. You know what I mean? I got on you feel me right now. I have on you feel me. Yeah. You gotta have on you feel me. Yeah.
I like that. You feel me?
All right. The passion of the artist, the heart of the artist. Who mean it?
James Brown.
Oh, hey man. This might no, not even Mike. You got the
That's
you
like
have the
Cole's
Voltron.
top 5. I mean, Voltron of all times.
Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Prince, and James Brown.
All pioneers.
Absolutely.
All changed the game.
All
at some point.
game
at some
changer.
part.
All pioneers.
Yeah.
Who's the MD for this artist?
Who's making it all go right?
Can it be a group?
It can.
Musical director. This is hard. Ooh. I might just go because it got to be cracking.
Mm-hmm.
It got to be a cracking. The MD might be Earth, Wind & Fire.
Have them do the musical. Oh my God. Because I just thought you were going to say, oh, it's Alan Blackstone.
No, but
said,
you know, like
Earth, Wind & Fire
because
does
they're dealing with the
musical
show.
direct. Yes.
They know how to do a show.
Yes.
You feel me?
First time I saw Earth, Wind & Fire live, I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
How many members are in Earth, Wind & Fire?
It's only, what? It's only 4, though, or something like that.
Technically, like Maurice. He's the
lead.
The
Mo,
lead.
Verdine. Philip.
Yeah, and
I think it's just, that was
Then
really
it's like
Earth,
a
Wind &
full-
Fire. But the band is
the band. Yeah.
The band is
sections.
the band. They're on.
Yeah.
They're on. The whole, that's everywhere.
That was my second concert ever. Michael Jackson was my first.
Oh,
I was 7. I was 12 when I saw Earth, Wind & Fire. My mom made me go see them. She said, you want to be a musician, right? It was Saturday morning. She woke me up. Come on, we're going to see Earth, Wind & Fire. They're at the Houston Rodeo. And I was like, Mom, I'm asleep. I don't want to go. She said, boy, get your ass up. We're going to go see Earth, Wind & Fire. Mom, good. You want to be a musician, don't you? She almost spanked me for not wanting to get up and go. And she made me go.
Shout out to your mama.
Absolutely. Rest in peace. She gone. But
I saw them as a grown man.
yeah.
I thought I was, because I was an MD for a few things at the time.
Yeah.
And when I went and saw them, I said,
Yeah.
oh, we're not doing enough.
He always goes to concerts. That's how he feels.
That's how,
He always feels like, whenever he goes to a concert, I'm like, this nigga gonna want some other shit in his show. Yeah, Jay, I'm going to see such and such. I'm
That's
like,
good.
Here we go.
Matter of fact, I told Philip that because I produced later on, like, I don't know, 2015 or something, he put a record out. And I produced like 4 or 5 songs on the record. And I told him, I was like, yo, my second concert ever was in Houston at the Houston Rodeo. In this year, he was like, I remember that exact show. One of the worst shows of my life because I have allergies. And it was the Houston Rodeo. He said he never forgot that show. And I was like, that's my first time ever seeing you perform. I was 12, my mom made me go. And now I'm here producing your album.
You gotta be, well, everybody ain't done no rodeo show.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't done no show in the dirt.
Yeah.
Or in the back of the truck.
Right.
And drove around.
Right. Oh my gosh. I can imagine. Yeah.
In the whole stadium. I've done a few of those.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Few rodeos.
Really?
Oh yeah.
The Black Rodeo?
Black rodeos.
Oh
yeah. I ain't scared of no rodeo. Scared of no rodeo?
Yes, sir.
You surely singing, boy.
Yeah. Come on.
Woo!
The barbecue be fire.
Man, the food is amazing.
Absolutely.
Man.
We don't got what's on you rider, but Joe over here.
He got a rack of ribs.
Got some links back there.
Rack for you.
Yeah, he got some links back there.
Potato salad and some greens. You eat the hog? We got turkey version too, just as good.
Be like, I don't, but Jay like Jay
do.
Right.
All right, Rob. We can't let you leave just yet.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah. What we gonna give him?
I ain't saying no names. 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 Where you was? Who you with? What you did? Don't say shit. I ain't saying no names. Yeah.
Whoa. Oh my God.
So right now,
shoot.
very important segment of the show.
Yeah.
I ain't saying no name.
Right.
Will you tell us a story, funny or fucked up,
Yeah.
or funny and fucked up?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And these travels,
Oh yeah.
of these jazz R&B travels,
Hip hop.
hip hop, bebop, bibbidi dibbidi bop, all of that,
All of it.
Yeah.
every genre, everything you got a Grammy in.
Thank you.
Of Robert Glasper, the things you've seen, things you might have experienced that was funny and fucked up. The only rule to the game.
Yes.
You can't say no name.
No names.
It's the only
Gotcha.
rule to the game.
No.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm gonna, and I guess at this point there was no cell phones allowed, maybe. But I was doing a gig. Let's leave it at that. And I don't think there were any cell phones allowed, and that's why. But this particular singer was also had a church.
Okay.
Was a R&B singer.
Okay.
Or was preaching. I don't know if they had a church or
Yeah.
maybe they did, maybe they didn't. I don't know. And this person was actually on a TV show I had just saw that was talking about the religious part of this person's life now. Like, very religious.
Yeah.
I was like, oh man, that's great. Ooh, I just saw it like the night before. So I'm doing this show and this person shows up to the show. I was like, oh man, this is great. Big fan. And so I'm playing, the person sitting in the front row while I'm doing my show. So at the end of the show, I hit this vamp and I kind of sing to the person like, you want to sing? And they're like, okay, sure. And they come up and they say, everybody's grown in here, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, yeah. And then the first words the person sang was, the first lyrics were, I don't mind hair in my teeth. That's the first thing. Mind you, I'm sure everybody in this room knows that this person is now a preacher. Like it was a thing.
Oh, man.
Whoa.
So
this is great.
I'm not thinking that's what's going to come out of this person's mouth. But this person continues to talk about eating pussy for about 10 minutes in song form. And when that happens, another person who I didn't know was there, that is in the gospel world, big time in the gospel world, runs to the stage, jumps on stage, grabs the mic from that said person, and prays for him.
No way.
Prays for him, gives the mic back, runs back off stage. And that was the end of my show. It was so amazing.
Oh, that is great.
It would be more amazing if you knew the names, but can't say the names, not saying the names.
What?
But that's the most recent, funny, like seriously funny thing. And the fact that like there were no phones really. So it was even more like you had to be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an urban legend.
Yeah, absolutely. It was great.
Don't mind getting hair in your teeth.
The first line. I don't mind getting hair in my teeth.
Are you biting the pussy?
Is everybody grown in here?
Is everybody grown? Is everybody grown in here?
Are you biting?
I like to bite it.
You never know. Some girl might like a little bite. You know?
Man,
I've never met one.
that is great.
Bite it. Whoa. Bite it. and then no, pit bull it.
Man, here he go with this bullshit.
Give me the wop walla.
Just wop walla. Okay, not your wop walla.
Just start naming dogs.
I gotta deal with this shit every day.
The hyena.
I know a singer that sounds like that.
Man, but we ain't saying no names.
We ain't saying no names.
Brother Robert Glasper.
Yes, yeah.
Man, we love you, brother.
Thank you for pulling up on it.
We appreciate you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
We appreciate, man, you appreciate keeping what we love and what we do in the forefront.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on there.
Thank you for having us.
I'm putting it out in the world. Tank, I want to do a song with you.
No, what do you mean?
As soon as possible.
Okay, good. Done.
Letting the world know this.
Okay.
Right here.
Has to happen.
Cool. Because
you see it.
I
would
like a Grammy.
I'm saying it. So me and Tank.
I would like to be in the category. I don't
Grammy.
belong
Grammy
in.
together.
Yeah. I think I can
Grammy together.
I think we could do that.
Yeah.
I'm really serious.
I'm pretty sure we can do that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, and in thanking you, brother, even for just being just a solid guy too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So for those that don't know, I ran up on Glasper. I'm known to run up on people. It's kind of a thing. If I fuck with you.
Yeah.
If I fuck with you, I'm going to run up on you. I'm going to tell you how dope you are. And I'm going to invite you to the podcast.
Word up.
So I'm at the Adam Blackstone, Miss Diddy event.
Shout out to Adam. That's my
Man,
guy right there.
Shout out.
Absolutely.
Amazing artists that come up there and perform, and you graced the stage that night. And I was like, and this funny thing is, yes, I will run up on people that I know. Mm-hmm. Usually, like, if it's my homie, but we didn't know each other.
Right.
We didn't know each other. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to say how talented this man is, for one, which I have no problem with giving people their props. But then also I'm going to say, hey, man, we need you on this podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We respect what you do. BET, respect what this man does. Yeah. And, invite him to the BET Awards and the Soul Train Awards and every other award that y'all do.
I have a Soul Train Award.
And you have one.
Yeah, I forgot. I have one for Black Radio. The year before Dr. Newley's passed away.
Were you invited to the Soul Train Awards to get it?
No.
Man.
But I won. I won for Black Radio. I forget what the category was. I feel like it was Best Jazz Album, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I have the Silver Train, the actual award. And it was when Don Callis was still alive.
That's the train right there?
Yeah. I forgot about that.
Man. But yes, bro. Yeah. Thank you, because, you kept your word. I ran up on you. I said, hey, bro. And the funny thing is, when I ran up on you, you was like, J Valentine.
Yep. I knew you. I love your podcast. I've been wanting to get on the podcast. I've been with people and they've been telling, like, one time I was with Brian. He's like, yeah, I'm doing the podcast tomorrow, R&B. I was like, oh. One time I was with Stokely. And he literally, I brought him out here to do something. And he had to do your podcast.
Okay.
He was performing with me somewhere.
That's dope.
So it worked the same time. Like, there have been so many people that are about to go do your podcast. I was like, I want to do that podcast.
Dope.
So I'm really glad y'all invited me on here.
Thank you, brother.
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for pulling up on us,
Absolutely.
man.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tank.
I'm J Valentine.
And this is the R&B Money Podcast, the authority on all things R&B. And this is a guy, man.
Traditional, progressive.
Whatever.
All R&B.
All R&B.
Yeah.
Super first grade himself. Robert Glasper.
I'm gonna have to get a shirt that says super first grade.
R&B Money.